Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Nightmare. Rod Serling sets the stage with November, hot chocolate, and a solemn child's face. Out of those small things comes the recipe for terror. Helen Foley, a schoolteacher, finds a strange little girl waiting on her steps. The girl calls herself Markie. She is serious, sharp, and far too knowing for her years. The shock comes when Helen learns Markie is not a neighbor or a stranger. Markie is Helen herself, the child version she tried to bury with memory. A Course in Miracles teaches that what is denied is not undone. It is kept in the mind and projected into form. Helen denied her mother's murder, but the belief behind it still ran her life. That belief shows up now as a child who won't go away until the truth is faced. The ego hates this child. Why? Because Markie carries the things the ego wants hidden. First, identity is mind, not body. Markie has no backstory, no family, no street address. She appears because Helen's mind called her forth. That shows the self is not skin and bone, but the awareness that remembers. Second, innocence was never lost. Markie is untouched by the murder. She sings, she smiles, she hums a nursery rhyme. Her presence proves that guilt never reached the core of Helen's being. Third, cause is in the mind, not out in the world. Markie knows what Helen never said: the scar, the man in the car, the fear in her chest. This proves the story is coming from within, not from random faces on the street. Fourth, peace is available now, not later. Markie does not offer healing someday. She says, "Look with me now." When Helen does, the fear lifts and the child fades. Then comes Peter Selden, the man who really killed Helen's mother. He is the past returning, the ego's script made flesh. He tells Helen not to remember. Why? Because the ego survives only when guilt stays unconscious. But Markie insists the opposite. Look, see, don't run. Two teachers. Two solutions. The ego says kill the past, push the villain down the stairs, erase the body, silence the memory. The spirit says reinterpret the cause, same picture, new meaning, no guilt. That is why Markie disappears when Helen finally looks with her instead of away from her. The nightmare was never the murder itself. The nightmare was the conclusion that came with it. I am guilty. I am unsafe. I am unprotected. Those conclusions, not the scene, carried the pain. When the child speaks, Helen stops splitting herself into the one who denies and the one who remembers. The self is whole again. That is why the ending matters. Helen meets another girl on the steps. This time she does not see a ghost. She simply says, "Never lose that smile." No more nightmare, only the memory of innocence that was there all along. Rod Serling closes by saying Helen rubbed a dark spot from the tapestry of her life and stepped back to see it clean. That is forgiveness. Not rewriting the past, not killing the villain. Simply seeing the picture cannot define you. The nightmare ends when the mind chooses a different teacher. Because in the end, the real Twilight Zone is not the street or the stairwell. It is the choice between fear and innocence, denial and remembrance, ego and spirit. And that choice is always now.